Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and we are going to talk some more about Aquaman. Now, if you've seen my original review, you've probably surmised by now that while I thoroughly enjoyed every second of the movie, I did find it deeply flawed. Had a lot of issues with it. Talked about a lot of those issues in the review. Don't think I spent as much time talking about the positives of this film, so I'd like to dedicate a few minutes to doing that quickly. If you want to know concisely my bigger issues with the film, you can watch Five Ways Aquaman Failed, which is also up right now. Now, I will warn you, this is going to have a lot of spoilers in it, so if you haven't seen Aquaman or you're concerned about spoilers, don't worry, spoilers don't actually matter for this movie, but if you're concerned about it, wait till you see the movie to watch this. Alright, so number 5, and actually my first 3 are really visually oriented, which makes sense, because with a budget like the one DC has to throw around in these movies, it would be kind of absurd for them to fail in this category. But number 5 for me is costume and creature design, which is an area that just because you have the budget to pull this off nicely doesn't mean you're going to succeed. I thought they did so masterfully. Everything from the different garb that represented sort of the different clans of the underwater people, to the jellyfish gown that Mira wears, to Atlanta's all-white look, down to things like just Jason Momoa's trench coat at one point. It's like wearing a trench coat without a shirt on, which is delicious and fun. Everything I thought they nailed, every costuming choice they made, all the creature creation, I thought wasn't just visually attractive, but also enhanced my immersion into the story and the completeness of the world that they created. So I thought they really, really nailed it on that. Now, the second thing that I loved about this film was the underwater, the big wide-out underwater shots where you saw these underwater seascapes, I thought were absolutely stunningly constructed. And again, kudos to the art design for this film. My very favorite shot in the whole movie, I think, is when they're going into the trench, and the creatures of the trench are all swarming Mira and Arthur, and they're pulled way, way, way back. And he's got the flare in his hands, which is keeping the creatures of the trench away, but you zoom out and you see them all swarming around them and creating this bubble around the light, and it's a really cool shot. That said, in that, a lot of the other underwater seascapes, the little Avatar-y moment of, oh, look, all the phosphorescent pretty lights, that was really gorgeous. I thought any of the big wide shots with a lot of stuff in it, like when you go into the capital of Atlantis for the first time and see all the technology spread out and, all the ships floating around and stuff like that. That was a ton of fun. I mean, really, really beautiful. Again, really complete, very cohesive way of just building that world even bigger and better. The third thing I loved are the fight sequences, from the bigger battle to especially the one-on-one fights with Jason Momoa and Patrick Wilson, King Orm and Aquaman, to, of course, the fight in Sicily where they just tear up an entire town. Really, I mean, just fun, well choreographed, engaging, not just the same thing over and over and over again, but really making use of, when they're fighting underwater especially, making use of that medium to create these more exciting, more visually compelling, bigger moments just between two people going hand to hand, which was a lot of fun. I thought they used that medium incredibly well. The Sicily fight really is probably one of the standout fights in the film, and that's just a land thing, but they use levels really well, they use buildings, they use space, they use the terrain, really, really excellently to create just a fun fight that lasts for a long time but never leaves you behind at any point. So that was excellent. The second, I don't even know what number am I on. That was 3 things. So the fourth thing that I love about this film is the character development. The way they not only, and not just for Aquaman. I think they did an excellent job of really going deeper into this character. Because that's the thing we have with Aquaman, is this is an origin story, while at the same time it's the furthering of the narrative for Arthur Curry, at least, because we're past the events of Justice League, but we do get some flashback stuff in the beginning. We do get his history, a little bit more about background on that. And then we really go deeper into this character who we got a sense of in Justice League as this sort of angry, antisocial, flawed, lone wolf kind of guy, and we start to really dig deeper into how he got that way, and this balance of this gruff, angry dude with this softness of a boy who just desperately wants to meet his mother, and the relationships as well. It wasn't just him. I thought they characterized every character felt rich in their history. You had Mira, who seems pretty on the nose until you find out she's engaged to Orm, and that choosing to save Aquaman has shunned her from her community, and you don't really feel the weight of that until the Atlantean guards come up up, and she's like, I'm the princess, and they're like, you betrayed us, you're dead to us, and really feeling a little bit of that weight of like the choices she's had to make to do what's right, and the fact that she's put her entire life at risk and jeopardized, you know, her family and her father and all that stuff. So I thought that stuff was really, really excellent. One of my favorite things relationship-wise that they built with these characters, Arthur and Mira have this incredible dichotomy that's unlike so much of what's written right now. Typically when you have two characters going somewhere together, especially a male and a female, but even two of the same gender, you have one sort of the hero, one sort of the sidekick. You know, one person can do everything or has all the knowledge and the skills, and the other person's along for the ride. Or in some cases, it's the reluctant hero who's, you know, doesn't know anything, and the sidekick is the one who knows everything and helps them out and all that stuff. And even when you do have a balance with characters, what you get more is you get one character that really, you know, is good at this one thing and the other character isn't, and so they balance each other out in that way. And you have a little bit of that, but what's really, really nice is just the way that their strengths and weaknesses work. It's not so much like I fill this void and you fill that void, and together we make a complete, you know, person who's able to do this quest. What you have instead is like, I build on you to become better myself. They really, really feed off of each other to make each other better as characters. And that, for me, was really, really well done and really compelling, and something that I don't think you have a lot of anywhere in movies right now, especially not the superhero genre. And so that brings me to the number one thing. In order to achieve all of this great character building, you need great casting, and this movie had it. This movie nailed it, from the choice for Jason Momoa as Aquaman. I say that not just for his abs, but like mostly his abs. No, he's a perfect choice for it. He's really captures the spirit of this kind of big buff lone wolf guy that they're going for. Amber Heard, I thought, was very serviceable. She for me, there was nothing super standout about her, but I thought she did a great job. Thought she was, you know, yeah, she was beautiful, obviously. Willem Dafoe as the, like, you know, as the Vizier, I thought was brilliant. I mean, perfect choice to have someone who's reputable, who gives us that sense of gravitas without being, you know, too much of a character or anything. Patrick Wilson as Orm, first kind of role he's done like this, I think. Loved him in it. Just the right kind of face, the right kind of, you know, stoicism. Reminded me of somebody. It doesn't matter, but reminded me of the guy who played Haldir in Lord of the Rings, the elf guy. Anyway, that was that same kind of, like, you know, angular, masculine poise, while still, you know, with still these like clean cut, very, you know, interesting features. So that I thought was an excellent choice there. Just really, and Yahya, what the hell is his name? I have it here because I knew I was gonna forget it. Yahya Abdul-Mateen as Black Manta just absolutely captured the part, nailed the part. I thought he was perfect for the role. That deep, brooding intensity and that fiery explosiveness was absolutely perfect for that part. So that, and I will give one honorable mention. My one honorable mention is the CGI to anti-age Willem Dafoe in the flashbacks. That was, like, unbelievable. You barely even recognize the dude. You're like, he's so young. Where's all those lines on his faces, on his multiple faces. Willem Dafoe now has multiple faces. Yeah, where's all those? Anyway, it was really crazy. So I loved that. I appreciated that. That was like, wow, nice job with your anti-aging CGI there, guys. But yeah, so those were the things that I thought Aquaman really, really knocked out of the park. What really blew me away in terms of a production, what made it very watchable, what made it a lot of fun and engaging, what made you care about these characters and these people. You know, the way, like I said, with the relationships, the way they would set things up and pay things off, like by setting up Tom Curry's relationship with Atlanta in the beginning and having her go away, having him wait out on the dock, having her show up at the end. It was a really, really nice payoff for the audience. So a lot of great character work, a lot of great visuals, for the most part well acted, and yeah, so that's what I loved about Aquaman. If you want to know what I hated, check out that. If you haven't watched the full review yet, go check out that. If you haven't seen the movie, definitely go watch it. Definitely worth a watch. And yeah, so that's all. So go watch other videos and stuff. The end.